Okay guys, we're churning out the unboxings today. We got several things in the mail while I was gone. I'm doing some traveling. Lots of things have come. I've shown some Matchbox, I've shown some Hot Wheels. Got to keep my my friends in Japan represented too. So this box came from, of course, from Japan Booster. Let me rip this off. So we can jump into it. You can see it came from Japan. I'm always excited to get the new Tomica Limited Vintage, and I think that's what's in here. I don't know if there's anything else. There might be, because sometimes I forget. But this was provided by Japan Booster, and so everyone needs to know that. And there, as always, there's a link to their eBay store. And if you want to, go to lamleygroup.com right now, scroll down to a couple of posts, and there's a pre-order for the upcoming Tomica Limited Vintage Hakosuka Skylines, which are beautiful. Brand new casting. They're coming out with a couple of Corollas. Yeah, these are Tomica Limited Vintage. So, I'm going to show these off because these are pretty awesome. This is the October batch. And we'll move in just a little bit. Alright, there are 6 cars. I'm not going to try and do all of them. I'll open a couple. So, first one is Subaru Legacy Gt. And there's, of course, there's always 2 versions. So let's, oops. So gray and white of the Subaru Legacy. We'll open one of those. Next up, brand new casting, Fiat Panda. We've seen Tomica Limited Vintage jump into Italy. They've done the Alfa Romeo Giulias, juniors I believe too, and now they're doing the Fiat Panda, which I think is very cool. We'll open one of those. And lastly, a fan favorite returning back to the to this batch, the Honda Ballade Sport CRX in blue and in white. So we'll go ahead and let's open up one of the Subarus. I'll just let you look at that box for a while I try and open them, because it does tend to take a bit of time. Alright. So there's the box. As you know, with Tomica Limited Vintage, they always come in these really neat, they're always very secure, we'll say. Go ahead and move these. There is the Subaru, so I will. So this casting's been around a while. I think they've done some modifications to it. That's why if you look at the number, it's LV, which means Limited Vintage, N, which means Neo. You can see up there at the top. And 132. So 132 denotes a later number. But, so they probably made some modifications of which I am not aware of right now. The modifications are not improvements necessarily. It's just they're doing a different version. And so since Tomica Limited Vintage is religious about making sure everything is to scale and everything, the details are correct, it could be just a slight modification on the taillights. It could be anything. Could be something that's just absolutely impossible to notice, but since they want to make it exactly the model that it is, and this is the Subaru Legacy GT compared to the older versions, then they will change the number on it. That's one of the things I love about Tomica Limited Vintage, is how exact they are, especially in 164, which you just don't see that often. Not that, I mean, most, you don't really need to, but that's how Tomica Limited Vintage does it. Alright, let's look at the Fiat Panda. So you can see its number is 131, so you know that that Subaru is new too, because the Fiat is brand new. Alright, now I always like to show how true to scale Tomica Limited Vintage is. So if you were in a Subaru Legacy and you were at a stoplight and a Fiat Panda came up next to you, they wouldn't be on top of you like that, but that is what people would see. is that's the scale. That's what the Legacy would look like with a Fiat Panda next to it. That's why too, I'll try and show this to you. I'm not going to take it out, but there's a bus, and you can see how much bigger the bus box is. Because if a bus pulled up next to you, it'd have to be to scale as well, and that's what I love about Tomica Limited Vintage. So there's the Fiat Panda. It's in blue and red. I'll show you the red one, and it's a tiny little thing. And while that is happening, while you're looking at that one, look at the headlights on it, look at the interior. Just awesome. Let's look at the Honda CRX. Sometimes they come, now look, I'll show you. This is the CRX packaging, so they've got a little spoiler that you could probably take. I'm assuming you can put it on the back. Look at the box here. Is that a spoiler for the back? Or maybe it's for the chin. Well, we'll find out. It's for the back. So there is the Honda. So yeah, you can take that spoiler, pop it out, and glue it to the top. I usually don't do that, just because I just don't know why, but I should. Alright, we'll move that. So there is the Honda CRX. If you look inside, look at the detail on the interior. See that? Isn't that cool? 124 is the number on this one, so it also was modified. I think it came out a few months ago. And, well, they released one a few years ago, and then this is the newer version. And again, whatever the modification is, it's just, it might be slight, but because it's a different version of the actual car, then they're going to change the numbers. Isn't that cool? Love that. Alright, that is the October batch of Tomica Limited Vintage. Many, many thanks to Japan Booster. There is a link down below. I would definitely check out those Skylines that they have for sale for November. They are going to be a hit. I think there's even more Fiats in there as well. Talk to you later. Bye!